There are 8 different primitive objects within View 6, and we can access all of these objects by going up to the upper left of the screen, and right underneath our infinite planes we have this sphere. If we right mouse click on this sphere, it will open up all of our different primitive objects. Now this may not be a sphere on your screen, depending if you've added one of these primitive objects previously in another scene. Now the majority of these objects are very similar. This group of objects right here that I have, which is a sphere, a cylinder, cube, pyramid, cone, and plane, are all pretty much exactly the same as far as how they are set up for editing. We can edit all of these different objects exactly the same way. But we have some other objects that need to be edited a little bit differently. If you take a look at our torus, it can also be edited the exact same way as these other objects, but it has one additional feature, and that is we can adjust the thickness. So we can go ahead and just double click on this object, and we have our torus options, which will allow us to pretty much change it from a ring to a donut. So we can go all the way up and just go through these different settings so you can adjust your torus however you want it. Now our last object is our alpha plane. I'm going to go ahead and double click on this, and we can see that we have color picture, alpha picture, and the preview. Now our color picture is our base picture for our alpha plane, and our alpha picture is what's going to be cutting out certain areas. So in other words, this would be a black and white image that you would apply where the white areas would cut out certain parts of the picture. White areas would cut out, black areas would stay there, or vice versa, depending on if we invert or not. And what we can also do with an alpha plane is set to billboard. Now billboard will make this object constantly point at the camera. No matter where we move our camera, the original position of this object will stay the same, and it will always be facing our camera. Of course, if we come up on it, since we have vertical turned on, it will of course flip around. But if I select our alpha plane again, double click, and uncheck keep vertical, then we can move around and we will see that it is always pointing at our camera, and we cannot get on top of it like we can when we have it set to keep vertical. And this can be used for a variety of different effects. We can apply image sequences to this of people walking or pyrotechnic explosions. That way certain effects can be done if you have pre-recorded footage. So there's a lot we can do with these alpha planes, and when we set them to billboard, they're much more flexible.